Friday, April 27th, 2018. That was the day I decided to cut my hair. I shaved my head on that day. Hey, and today is my Baldieversary. Being a Baldy has taught me to be unapologetically myself. It has taught me to stand for what I desire and what I want, and to fight for it, and to not care about what anyone else has to say about my decisions. I didn't tell my dad, and my dad is my best friend, and I didn't tell my best friend because I just didn't. I didn't tell anyone, I didn't ask anyone. 2 weeks prior, or maybe 2 to 3 weeks prior to me actually shaving my head, I would call my dad at the verge of tears, on the verge of just crying, because I was just like, Dad, I found another spot and it just keeps falling out. I just want to shave my head. And he would say, no, you're too emotional. Don't do it. You don't want to do it because you're emotional. You don't want to do it in that state. And my dad was right. I still had an emotional attachment to my hair. I was still, I would say, deeply connected to my hair, and the thought that having hair equates to beauty, and in reality it doesn't. If I were to have cut it 2 weeks prior to April 27th, 2018, I don't know if I would have, I don't know what my reaction would have been. But I'm really grateful that I waited it out. I waited. I did pray about it, because it was a life-altering decision, life-changing decision that affects the way people perceive me and receive me. But then it just came down to the fact that this is your life, that's your head, and that's your hair and your face. So I didn't have like a mental breakdown. I didn't, and if I did, I prayed that I would have gone to counseling and gotten some sort of therapy and help. But I didn't shave my head because of that, because of anything like that. I shaved my head because I have alopecia areata, and that was it. And I was tired of hiding. I wore wigs for 1.5 years to hide it, to cover it up. I wore my hair out, but I was very self-conscious when I did, because I'm just like, can they see the bald spots? Do they see my hair is thinning? Do they see that it's brittle? I don't know. And then I started wearing head wraps. I wore head wraps for about, I think, a week or 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But I spent some time wearing head wraps, and I was just like, I can't keep hiding. I'm not going to survive this way. So I made the decision to just cut it all off and to keep it low and be a baldy. So before field day, one of my students looked at me and he said, Miss Evans, why are you putting sunscreen on your head when you're about to put a hat on? And I said, because not all of my head is covered. And he just looked at me and he said, ugh, bald people problems. What? Bald people problems. I will take that hashtag, honey. I will take it. Thank you. The next day, I went to the mall. I made myself get out of bed because I did not want to hide my bald head. And so I made myself get out of the apartment and explore life as a baldy for the first time. And I went to Forever 21. I went to H&M, and when I was at H&M, the cashier, he looked at me and he said, I'm just like, oh God, he has that look on his face like he's thinking. And he said, how long have you been wearing this look? And I was just like, well, I cut it yesterday. I was losing hair and decided to, because I was tired. And he said, you wear it so well. You have confidence. Confidence. You have it. You have it. And I was just like, I hope I didn't make that face, but I was just like, thank you. Thank you. What? And so I walked my happy tail up out of H&M, about to cry because I was just like, what? I wanted to see people's reaction because I kind of wanted to get used to being looked at in a different way. But it's so funny because there are days where I forget that I'm bald, y'all. I legit forget. And so I go into stores or whatever, and there are people, men and women, they're just like, and like they just keep rolling. I'm just like, why are they looking at me like that? Do I have toilet paper on my shoe? Is my shirt inside out again? Like, why are they looking at me? I was just, wow. I couldn't believe it. But I was so glad that he said that to me because I'm pretty sure I would have been fine had I not gone out. But I needed to get out in public and show myself for myself. I wanted to be around people and not be ashamed of my bald head. I wanted to strut my stuff. Basically, it's not that I wanted attention. I just wanted to see how it felt to be out and about in the world without hair for the very first time. And I felt like going to the mall was the ideal thing to do because there's lots of people everywhere. And I wanted to see how I felt walking around in the midst of them. And I was fine. My head was cold. And then I went outside and my head was hot. So my self-care rituals have changed in terms of this gloriousness. But besides that, it's been good. It's been good.